Hello and welcome to another update video about Bitcoin. So we've got still the situation that we had a three-wave move down off the high at 17,360, which is most likely this wave 2. Yeah. We hit the support area, we maxed out the support area, and again you can see how relevant these Fibonacci supports are because we hit perfectly we missed it by whatever, $30 or 20, but we came so close to the 78.6% Fib level that which is here basically at 16,870 that I told you in the previous video. Ideally this move down is now finished. Yeah, ideally it's finished, which doesn't mean it has to be finished, but if we go any lower, it will challenge this particular wave count, which assumes that we moved up in a 5-wave structure and that we came down in a 3-wave move, basically moving up in a wave 1, coming down in a wave 2, and we would now assume that we can move up in a wave 3. Now we currently have no strong evidence yet that wave 3 is ongoing here, but we broke into the channel again. Yeah, that's what we talked about in the previous video, that what you get sometimes is you draw these corrective price channels, and that in the C wave, the last wave, ends the correction by breaking briefly below the channel. It's a so-called throw under, and the so-called throw over, at least it's called in some Elliott Wave books like that, is what is the first indication that this move down is finished. Now we did break above that channel again, or into the channel, and the next signal that this correction in wave 2 is over is if we break above 17,265. We really have to wait for that. That is the wave B high, and that will bolster the idea that indeed we are in a wave 3 to the upside. Target for this wave 3 to the upside is the 1.618 extension. So we're talking here about 17,880 roughly. Yeah, a little bit more than that maybe, but it shouldn't really be less to still give us confidence that this wave 3 is ongoing. It remains my view that we can go with this particular wave count as long as we are holding the yellow support area. Now again, you can see we haven't left the area. That would actually be another good indication that things are turning around here. We should leave this area ideally. And again, this is based on Fibonacci support levels. So the area we need to break above is the 50% Fib retracement at $17,050. That is the next sort of small area of resistance. Yeah, bear in mind, it basically comes together with the extension of this trend line. So I can extend out this trend line. That is the channel support, the larger channel here, this ascending channel that for the first time now we broke actually to the downside. So if this is a retest from below and this retest is successful, well, then we probably have to morph into this higher degree wave count. We talked about that already in the earlier video today, that if we lose the yellow support area and if we lose the 16,880 level or 870 level, which is that 78.6% retracement, then it will get very unlikely that this is still a wave 2 of this degree. Then we probably look at this support area again, because we thought and assumed that wave 2 in white circle, which is the higher degree wave 2, that this was already finished here at 16,740. But if we come down and break below the yellow support area, this smaller 1-2 setup is basically becoming very unlikely. It's not invalidated until we break below the beginning of the wave 1. So if we break until we break below 16,740, but it just gets very unlikely if we lose this yellow support area. So what I will have to do then, I would then have to assume that we are going back into this wave 2. So I have to reset this wave 2 and have to assume that this correction took longer, that all of this move down here was just an A wave, that we moved up in a B wave, and we're now coming down in a C wave, just a larger correction. That we didn't have a small correction here and then an impulse and a small correction here, but all of that was actually a large correction. I find that less likely at the moment because the move up here, in my opinion, was a 5-wave move. So I would find it hard to justify that this is a B wave, but it's possible. I would have to, because this wave 5 here wasn't very clear, it was very short. It still hit our target at the time, but it still was very short. So it could just be some kind of an overshooting wave B or something. So you can always get away with it if you want to construct it like that. But what is very important is it all comes down to this support area. If we lose it, we're probably going to fall back into this higher degree wave pattern. That wouldn't be bearish, but it would just mean that all we've done so far was a 1, 2 and another 1, 2, and that we will then have another chance to rally in wave 3. And this scenario will be valid as long as we're holding above 16.3k. Below that, as already discussed here early in December when we came down into this green support area for the first time, as discussed then, if we drop below 16.3k, then probably we have to assume that the bears are in full control and that we get a direct sell-off into the region of 14 to 14.5k, which, to be honest, is our primary scenario anyway. Yeah, so the idea here still on the Bitcoin chart is that we are going to see one more low in this larger pattern. This is the 4-hour chart. We take a look currently at the price action since June, and the idea is that from this high we came down in an ABC of wave 5, so an ending diagonal in this C wave in which we currently are. We've got 5 waves: wave 1, wave 2, wave 3, wave 4, and there should be one more leg down. And if we really break below 16.3k, then I think we're going to go into that region straight away between 14 and 14.5k, where we will then have another chance to end the bear market. It's not guaranteed that this will end the bear market. It all depends on how does the price react to this support level then, and we have to take it level by level at the moment with Bitcoin, because every low could be the last one. It's a very exciting time in crypto, because every low, as I said, could be the last one. We are very, very closely watching now if for any low, if we make any new low, how do we react to it, and could we create a bullish structure out of it? Here remains currently the situation. We're still hovering below this red resistance area. If we break above it, then we get into this sort of short-term bull run, very short-term bullish structure that could take us into the region overall to 19 to 20k before we then come down. But that would be the primary expectation, so that we go higher from here, maybe 19 to 20k and then come down. But as I said, if we break 16.3k, this move up will get very unlikely, and we're most likely going to come down straight away. And on the short term here, there aren't really any news, any significant updates to the last video, just that we are pushing a bit higher. Last video I told you that I would be in favor of that this move down is over now, but of course I don't have any evidence yet, and we are currently pushing higher, and this is now the moment of truth where we're pushing against the 50% retracement and the ascending trend line of the channel. We'll see if we break through here or if we fail, and if we fail, we could really lose the previous support at 16,880 and get back into the green support area. Alright, that's my update about Bitcoin. I hope you liked the update. If you did, please hit the like button, leave a comment and subscribe. And if you really like the content, then please check out the channel membership. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye bye.